Okay, good morning everybody. So I've been very busy recently. Just wanted to hop in, and I've got a couple of podcasts that I want to film because there seems to be a bit of reform happening in the press. So I'm going to be talking about that. The child-focused courts are being introduced. So I'm going to do a question and answer. But I'd also like to share with my viewers that we had some very fantastic success with one of the horses last week, one that I bought 2 years ago in Newmarket for very little money. And it's probably one of the greatest achievements in France, I would say, yes. That she's caused me a lot of problems. I've had to dig deep into my equestrian experience to get her right. It's Theodora. I don't know what's wrong with her. She keeps wandering around meowing. So anyway, yeah, the filly, she shocked everybody, and well, she didn't shock me. I've always known she's a very good horse. But yeah, she shocked. Not only did she shock everybody, I think everybody just thinks that I'm some kind of, I don't know, magician maybe. Well, you know, when you feel horses, you can almost read their minds, you know. Anyway, this filly, she's very noble. I just love her so much. I love her to bits. Anyway, that's my little bit of information. And this is my little cat. She's a Siamese and she's 10. We've had her 10 years. I bought her for Christmas, a Christmas present for my little girl when she was 4. So she's part of the family. She sleeps in my bed. Sorry, I know it's not very healthy. But anyway, let's get on to the podcast. I've got my tea. I've got my cat. So it's called Family Courts, Child-Focused Reform, and the questions no one is asking. Family courts are changing. We are now hearing about child-focused courts being introduced. But before we accept what that means, we need to ask a series of very important questions. What is a family court actually deciding? It's very important that you get your head around what a family court is there for. The question is, are family courts deciding who is guilty? The answer, no. Family courts are not criminal courts. They do not determine guilt beyond reasonable doubt. They decide where a child should live based on the balance of probabilities. Question 2. Point 2. What happens when a child alleges abuse? The question, if a child discloses abuse, is that investigated in the same way as a criminal case? The answer, not always. If police or CPS, the Crown Prosecution Service, do not pursue a case, the allegation may still be considered in family court, but within a welfare framework, so it's not a criminal framework. Point number 3. Does not proven mean false? Question, if an allegation is not proven, does that mean it didn't happen? Answer, no, it means there was not enough evidence on the balance of probabilities. 4. Is the father proven innocent? Question, if the father is found truthful, is he proven innocent? The answer, no, it means the court preferred his account. Now, I've done a podcast where I've published 2 family court judgments I would advise everybody to go and read those, and you can see in there how the judge finds the father to be truthful and me a complete, whatever, lying through my teeth. Everything I didn't even need to say anything. I was lying. So I've just got one of those faces. I don't know. Sorry. I'm going to stick to the script. What happens next? The focus can shift from investigating the allegation to evaluating the parent who raised it. Switch. Number 6. The scapegoating paradox. Question. What happens to the reporting parent? Answer. They may be seen as causing harm. Oh no. Okay. Key point. The allegation does not have to be proven false for the mother to lose her child. It only has to be unproven. For those of you that have just jumped onto my podcast and don't know who the hell I am, I'm one of those women that was put in, I call it a mangle. You know, in the olden days, they used to put their clothes in a mangle and it used to squeeze all the water out. I've been through the mangle. Ask me any question, I can answer it about family courts, and local authorities, and prisons, cells, arrests, anything. I can answer any of it. Which brings me on to point number 7, lived experience. In my case, the father was found to be truthful. He became the safe parent and I became the risk. Oh dear, whoever invented these courts, I just never know. Number 8, accepting findings. The question is, why must parents accept findings? The answer, because findings become the official version of events. But for a parent who disagrees, this is psychological as well as legal. Now, I've been reading Samantha Baldwin's book, and she had findings made against her in a family court that she drugged her children. There was no evidence, but we don't need evidence in a family court. We just need balance of probabilities. Sorry, I'm messing with my hair. I do that when I'm a little bit agitated. So Samantha Baldwin, she was told to accept the findings that she drugged her children. Now, for a mother, if you haven't drugged your children and you're being told to agree that you have, and then if you don't accept, you won't see your children. I don't think it's a very fair system, in my opinion, in a lot of people's opinion. Number 9, the gap. So the question is, what is the gap? The answer, it is where allegations are not fully investigated criminally, but still shape family court decisions. Number 10, child-focused courts, the new thing. Question, what are child-focused courts? Answer, they aim to centre the child and reduce conflict. Critical question, what does child-focused mean when a child has disclosed abuse? Answer, if not investigated criminally, decisions are still made in a welfare framework. There is on X, there's an article in The Guardian of a woman, I'll put her name in the description box. She said it doesn't matter how quick these child-focused courts move, but the outcome of the children, are they being protected properly? Number 11, this is my message to children, because at the end of all of this, the what we say, well, I don't know if they say it in all of England, but in Yorkshire we used to say the proof is in the pudding, and that means the outcomes, what happens to these children that were taken from parents, mothers like me, and put through these family courts and given to the parent that the judge believed to be truthful without evidence, just balance of probabilities. And I've gone through that in my other podcast. It's the 4951. So this is my message to children. If you were a child who spoke up, you did what you were supposed to do. You were never the problem. Number 12, attachment. Children adapt to where they live. This is survival, not choice. And in closing this podcast, I would like to say the person who tried to protect you never stopped loving you. You know, because I want to expand on this. I've been watching the keeping up with the trial of the mother on X whose son was murdered by some lunatic. I think it was in Nottingham, and we're all devastated for this mother and this family and her other son. I mean, it's devastating. I can't think of anything worse, other than there's thousands of mothers that have had their children taken in family courts, and nobody seems to bat an eyelid. It's like, oh well, they deserve it, you know. But do we really deserve being erased from our children's lives? I don't actually think we do. And so there really needs to be serious reform, and I've gone through certain steps of the reform that I think would help to protect mothers and children, and the gap needs closing between the criminal and the family court, because there's a chasm, and it's too big. So that's the podcast quickly this morning, and I am going to jump on and do another one. Thank you for listening.